Is a beautiful start to our Tuesday morning. It is August the 16th. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully get your day started off on the right note, and hopefully get you updated, not only in terms of the weather forecast, but what's going on out the door right now. Top two things that we are monitoring at this hour include a relatively dry pattern. Didn't see much rain yesterday. We'll talk more about that. Plus, we're tracking the tropics, question mark? Is there something that wants to get going? Perhaps. Perhaps not. We'll take a look at all the data that you need. But before that, let's just start off with our moment of zen. There's a shot from our new Smyrna Beach tower cam. We are looking live at the Atlantic, where the surf has been breaking about 1 to 2 feet the last couple of days, and that is expected to continue looking ahead to the day today. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful day if you're heading to the area beaches. Just have to watch for those afternoon showers and storms. At least we don't have any right now, right? All right, good morning to you. Good morning. Let's talk temperatures. We're cycling through those readings on the bottom of the screen, but here you go as well. 78 in Orlando, 72 in Ocala, 73 degrees in Palm Coast. And if that wasn't nice enough, let's take a look at the dew point temperatures. We don't do this much, but the dew point temperatures are a direct measurement of moisture in the atmosphere. And it's important to note that while it may not seem like much, dew point temperatures in the lower 70s and even upper 60s, that's a thing of beauty. That's a thing of beauty. So we need to enjoy while we've got it. Subtly drier air, right? First morning live Doppler radar. That is not rainfall down there. Yeah, just ground clutter stuff. But nevertheless is showing up. So no rain. It's a nice quiet start to the day. Where do we go from here? It's going to be hot, my friends, just as we had expected. 87 degrees, 11 o'clock, 92 degrees, our 1 p.m. temperature. We'll make it to about 95 degrees before all is said and done. Only a 20 to 30% coverage of passing showers. Maybe a thunder shower today. That's going to be about it. So looks like a day very similar to yesterday, though perhaps just a little bit hotter by the afternoon. All right. Connie, Norman, good morning to you. Juan Carlos, good morning. Linda, Tina, good morning, good morning. Margaret, Marie, Emmy, good morning. How are ya? Chris, did you and the boys get in the pool yesterday? See, sir. Yeah, oh yeah. Eric is he's discovered that he can now jump into the pool. So that makes his whole game totally different. Yeah, it was a great time. It was a great time. Had some of the neighbors over, hanging out for a couple minutes. It was lovely. It was lovely. So good morning to you, sir. Nancy, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Nicole says it feels great here in Ocala this morning, right? It's that little bit of drier air that has settled in. Now let's talk temperatures this afternoon, because it's not going to be necessarily as lovely, right? But this is to be expected. 95 in Orlando. It's a hot one, right? 94 degrees in the Villages, 92 in Ocala. Temperatures are running above average for the day today, so we've got that going for us, right? Good morning, Eric. So it was a real cold front. I mean, an autumn front. It wasn't by true definition where it brought in colder air. But we look at the surface map and that front is already faded. But if I widen the perspective out, what's so interesting is that there is yet another front that's kind of already showing up. Let me tell you something. It's mid-August, but you would never know it by looking at the overall surface weather. And I'm not even trying to be like Mr. Dramatic here. Seriously. Let's just look at the temperature map across the United States. I'm not saying it's cold anywhere, but it's already 56 in Sioux Falls. It's already 64 in Chicago, 63 in Bangor. Yes, I know those areas are farther north, but when you think about it, it's mid-August. You know, we're dare I say we're starting this little bit of a fall pattern. Now it's probably a false fall, so to speak, but nevertheless. So where do we go from here? Let's talk about the surface map. So we've got that front the next one to our north, we've got drier air in our area, moist air down in South Florida. That front moves into our area and fires up the storm machine looking ahead to our Wednesday. So you'll notice Wednesday into Thursday into Friday, rain chances are going up, right? That's going to continue right on through to the weekend. Does that next front make it to us? No. But, just the sheer fact that we're watching fronts already, it's pretty interesting stuff. Seriously. Now, when we take the tally, the average number of 90-degree days in Orlando is 106 per year. We are already at 100. Today we'll mark 101. So I know that we're on the back side of this, right? But it's still, to be tracking cold fronts like we're seeing them is particularly interesting. I'll just say that. It's particularly interesting. Right? I mean, am I crazy? I know I'm crazy. Aaron, as a weather major, I wanted to take up my friend's offer to go storm chasing this hurricane season. It's so bittersweet how this season is going. Well, there'll be others. And the season's not over yet. What an interesting little scenario that is, too, though. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Stephanie, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. I have a jacket. Linda's got a jacket in Ocala. That's funny. Dew point temperature in Ocala is in the lower 70s. Actual air temperature in Ocala, 73 degrees. And we're talking jackets. That's too funny to me. Oh, what? Chris says, crazy weather year. It is a crazy weather year. Betty says, good morning. Coffee talkers from sunny Nokomis. Days definitely getting shorter. Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Fall to me is my absolute favorite season, so I'm not opposed to it, but yeah. Yeah. These cold fronts could definitely influence any future tropical systems. Definitely interesting. Yeah, this whole thing, this whole weather scenario is just wild. Seriously. It's been very, very interesting. When you look at Climo, like tropical Climo, for example, the normal first hurricane, mid-August, have had none of that. Normal first major hurricane, September 1st. Certainly have had none of that. Out to the tropics now. Let's just chat and see where we are, okay? So in Central America, there is a little piece of energy here that will eventually work up and into the Gulf of Mexico. Computer models are kind of trying to tease that this is the case and that this could try to develop. So it'll definitely be something that we'll watch. Not overly concerned about it. Certainly not a threat to us in Central Florida, but it is something that we're going to keep eyes on. All right? So there we are. What about the computer forecast models? Let's take a look and see where we are. Here is the GFS. All right, so there's like stormy, nasty weather through the deep south. I mean, if we were to look at the surface map, we can very clearly see all of that, right? Like you've got a low off the coast, you've got a low right along the coast, and as these storm systems continue to roll off the shoreline, you'll continue to see that lowered pressure. So that's what we're seeing here with all of these blues and greens. Nothing of tropical interest, we'll say. All right, let's just roll through time. And still nothing. Now you can kind of see down here in the bay, like a little maybe something, but nothing too interesting there. Nice little wave rolling off the coast of Africa here. Kind of watching that. Also, don't sleep on this little idea. There's a little area of lowered pressure around the Turks, Caicos, and Bahamas. This is going to be around Tuesday, the 23rd of August. So, nothing too organized. But there is a little something there, so that'll be something to watch. But computer models are definitely trying to close this low off a little bit more. Still showing that it's very, very weak, but there's a little piece of energy there. Definitely something here. We'll roll through time. 992, 991, 996. So now we're getting into an actual pretty decent storm system here, okay? 995. We'll roll through time. 991, 988. So now we're getting into a stronger storm system. That's Monday, August 29th. You've got another one and another one. So the GFS, at least, is trying to wake things up out here in the tropics in a pretty big way. 975. That's a pretty decent storm there. That little dot right there, that little guy, that's Bermuda. Okay? So very cool. We're going to have something perhaps out near Bermuda. Not very cool. You know what I mean. What is that? 954. So that's a powerful hurricane. Wednesday, August 31st, and that's as far out as the GFS goes. All right. So definitely something there. It looks like it would be a recurver, but definitely something there. 952. It looks like. Interestingly enough, if we were to switch over and look at the European, okay, there's all that low pressure, maybe a storm system up around the Canadian Maritimes. That's the 20th of August, showing a little area of low pressure rolling off the mid-Atlantic. That lines up with our long-range forecast. All right, so there's that. Little piece of energy here around the 22nd, 23rd, working through the Bahamas, same as the GFS was showing. Nothing organized, but like sloppy low pressure, okay? Then we roll through, and you kind of start to see some areas of low pressure that the model's not really knowing how to make of it. But that's the 31st of August, and it's kind of showing a storm system out there as well. So the models are definitely not in agreement or anything. Let's switch over and look at some ensembles. All right, so you've got 19, 20, 21. Just looking to see. All right, so you've got some of the ensemble members are trying to put something together out here around the Cabo Verde Islands. Some of the ensembles trying to show something around the mid-Atlantic, around the 22nd, 23rd. Makes sense. Ensembles showing something out there in the open Atlantic. All right. 27th, 28th. You can see those ensemble members are coming alive, right? Like there's a ton of stuff up there. Ignore that. But it's these guys here that I'm really watching, right? So the ensemble members are showing something around, recurve, southeast impact. It's too early to tell. Another little batch of ensembles coming alive back behind it. All right, so that's the GFS. Let's switch over to the European ensembles. And then I'll get to your questions, comments, concerns, of course. But I'm in analysis mode, baby. All right. Little storm system rolling off the mid-Atlantic around the 20th. That lines up with the LRC. 25th, 26th, 27th. Something coming up around, right? Like the Atlantic starting to come alive. Now, that's interesting. Around the 28th, showing the Europeans trying to show some stuff in the Gulf of Mexico. A couple of ensemble members out there. You could see this here, the 30th. And the European just starting to say it's waking up, right? Like it's too early to go too detailed, but the European is just showing a bunch of stuff. Don't think that for a minute that we're talking about, 1,000 storms. This is an ensemble, so it's 51 different models put on one graphic. But it gives you an idea of what we're looking at, right? Which, at least for right now, is that things are going to start to come alive here at the very end of August. Manolfi did some research last night. It's funny, I was trying to watch Stranger Things with the wife and phone rang. But Manolfi was doing some interesting research. Did this? I have no idea what he was going for. Fonting is all messed up. Yeah, not ready for prime time. Yeah, all right. So anyway, Manolfi was trying to do some research on quieter hurricane seasons, and I'm sure that'll be a part of my work that I get to do today. I'm doing the noon and 4 newscast. I'm not with Dad today because I have to run into the office early. So yeah, but noon and 4. And so whatever Manolfi was trying, I know what he was trying to do. I've got the text messages to prove it after we got off the phone. And it's so funny, like to be able to read Manolfi's chicken scratch is a talent in and of itself. It's still better than my chicken scratch. But anyway, so yeah, trying to just talk about hurricane seasons that have started off quiet. This is a particularly interesting hurricane season. So, we're just kind of trying to look at that. Jennifer, does the end of September look quiet? Please say yes. Well, here. So remember, our long-range forecast looks at where pieces of energy will be. It's up to Mother Nature to decide what to fire up. But based on our LRC, The end of September, the actual end of September, the 26th through like the 30th should be good. That 21st, 22nd time frame, that's the November 6th repeater, the floor Easter. So that to me is the signature part of the pattern. Okay? But yeah, very, very, very interesting stuff so far this hurricane season. Very interesting stuff so far this hurricane season. All right, but yeah, the only game in town right now is down around the Yucatan Peninsula and the Bay of Campeche over the next couple of days' time. Any questions, comments, concerns? I'm fine with a nice, quiet hurricane season, no doubt about it. I'm very okay with it. Let's see, did I miss anything? Tom says maybe some of those cold fronts will keep the potential storms a little weaker as we progress forward. It's possible, yeah. And in addition to that, right, like the overall idea, if we're getting fronts starting, it's going to help to steer them around. So that's good as well. How does the BSR look? Hold on, let me dial it up. I haven't looked today. Stop. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Hold on. All right, so BSR. All right. So let's just look through the BSR here together and just look for little interesting features. So this is what is the first thing that grabs my attention. You got to see a little. So this timeline here. Let me pull up my schedule so I can kind of translate this. So that's the 22nd. So that's Monday of next week. So let's do this. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm doing 20 things at a time here, but I want to get as accurate as I can. Give me a second. Was that the 22nd, I said, of August? All right. Two seconds, friends. Bear with me. All right. So that is a look at the BSR on the 22nd of August, okay? Based on that, hold on a sec. Give me 2 more seconds. I'm sorry, friends. I'm trying here. That and that. Okay. All right. So what you're looking at, you've got a storm system in the Gulf of Mexico, very weak, and you've got a storm system over like the Carolinas, very weak. There's the GFS in the exact same time frame. All right, showing kind of an area of low pressure here and maybe something out here. Not really all that well organized there. So there's that. Let's go through the BSR some more. And you've kind of got this like area of low pressure over Florida that moves off of the first coast. That's the mid-Atlantic / Florida signature. And then it kind of bubbles up another area of low pressure. That would be the 24th. So let's look at the GFS through the 24th. And through the 24th, you can kind of start to see some of those blues showing up. So that lines up with the LRC, but it doesn't look like it's wanting to develop anything impressive, right? But there's definitely a lowering of pressure over the peninsula in that time frame. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But that's the BSR showing up. Continuing beyond that. And it kind of hangs out for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, the GFS kind of shows that, but it's not like a clear-cut tropical system. And then there's like a little piece of energy in the Gulf here. They're just such subtle features. They're just such subtle features. That's the 10th. That'd be around the 27th, so let's switch over. I mean, there's lowering pressure in the Gulf, for sure. I mean, there's not much. There's just not much. One thing I'll point out is on the very far right side of your screen, right where it says 1012, see that low? That translates out to being, if we just switch out, that 1012 low translates to be that area of low pressure out near Bermuda, right? So it's showing up and it's kind of on time there. And then there's another front. That's so interesting. So like that's a decent front around August 31st. That's a decent front for Florida. Like, do we get a cold front in August? I doubt it, but the BSR is showing something, so we'll have to watch and see. Now, that said, look at that storm system there off of the mid-Atlantic, September 1st, which that's the same, September 1st. If we just look at the computer model on September 1st, off the mid-Atlantic, you see that area of low pressure. There's an area of low pressure kind of off the mid-Atlantic, so it's there. What about beyond? Let's look. Yeah, so nothing crazy, but more fronts. So interesting. Interesting stuff, right? That's, at the end of the day, it's just interesting stuff. Yeah. All right. So nothing's clear cut. I mean, it's fine with me. Like, let's keep everything quiet, but it's just very interesting how quiet things actually are appearing to be, right? All right. Sorry, I was ignoring you for a while. I got tied up into analysis mode. That's our cold front, Eric. I mean, it might be. It might be, right? Have the newly placed hurricane satellites helped with forecasting yet? We just haven't had much to track. So they would if we had stuff to track. Eduardo, as they are rolling out Artemis to the launch pad, how would it work with the gamble on weather? Keep a rocket on the pad for almost 2 weeks seems like a long time. Surely I will be there to watch it. You know, that's something that NASA has done for years and years and years and years and years. They calculate all of this. They have their entire team of meteorologists, brilliant minds over at the SLD 45 weather department. And I can tell you, I too will be out there for that. I didn't ask the boss. I told the boss. In a nice way, of course. Yeah. Tabitha, will be raining Friday night in Brevard. I mean, I would just say that by mid to late week, those rain chances are going up. So, whatever that means. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. There you go. All right, so any questions, comments, concerns? Today, 30% coverage of rain, but for your Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, going to a 50, 60% coverage of showers and thunder showers. It's going to get stormy. All right? Any questions? Tropics still just crickets. It's really something else. Stephanie, I did not yet. Oh my gosh, I've been so busy. I have not yet. I need to. Can you send me your stuff again? I'm so sorry. I'm that guy, man. I'm just drowning in life. My father duties, my son duties, all of it. Is September usually the busiest for hurricanes? Chrissy's asking. Yes, the peak of hurricane season. Good question. The peak of hurricane season is about September 10th-ish. Yeah, I mean, you can look. Here we are. We're in August 16th. And just judging on tropical activity, we're like right here. So we've definitely got most of the activity yet to go. But, we're building into that peak, and it is just crickets. It is just crickets. It's wild. Debbie should be okay. Yeah. Tropics, please remain quiet. Yolanda, I will back that up for sure. Mickey over on YouTube, future radar for today. There's just not much. Yeah, I'll show it to you. Just not much going on. Let's take a look. So here we are this morning, nice and quiet. We'll bring it full screen. I guess I did forget to do this off the top. My apologies. There's lunchtime, still nice and quiet. Couple of popcorn showers, 2:30, 3 o'clock. You can see Brevard County, you've got the best opportunity for rain. There's 6:30, 7 o'clock. That's when I think it gets going. So today it's a bit of a later go, but mainly focused over along the Space Coast. All right? You good? I think I'm good. All right, so today I'm doing WESH 2 News at noon and WESH 2 News at 4. So we'll do a 3:30 afternoon coffee talk update. And and I'll see you on TV through the day. What is strange about this season that you have been saying? Cold fronts? Yeah, I mean, cold fronts, lack of tropical activity. There's just been a lot of oddities. Truthfully. Lots of weird stuff. So, interesting. My son showed me a storm screen that showed some activity from August 30th to September 3rd. Can we run the ensembles to see? Yes, we already did that, Kathy. Just back up the coffee talk a little bit. All right, people, I'm out of here. I'm going to go to work. I'll see you guys later. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you again today at noon on TV and 3:30 on all the social.